What is this?
Bro, I don't know how this keeps happening.
Asmongold somehow keeps getting worse. Oh my God, Kyle's cooking Asmongold. Okay.
And I don't know why I'm still talking about him, but here we are. Maybe this is what he wants. Maybe he wants me to do stuff like this. Who knows? But like a bug to a light, I can't help myself, and here I am. So Asmongold, also known as Asmongold, he somehow is getting worse. He is getting worse on a daily basis, and it is genuinely and sincerely hard to watch. So here, he does a little goose stepping, does a little zig heiling when it comes to dealing with immigrant families. Listen to this. Here we go.
All of this is by design. I say this over and over, and I will continue saying it. They are doing this on purpose. They are doing it so they can continue to fund these parasite migrants. And
who's they? What are you talking about? Who's they? What does they mean? And who's funding immigrant communities? They take the least amount from the government. They end up net taxpayers. Immigrants to this country end up paying in a lot and getting almost nothing back. That's just a fact. That's not even like just an opinion.
And that's the reason why. And by the way, for you guys that are in Europe that are watching this, the same thing's happening over there. The West has a huge problem that we have an infection and we refuse to admit that there's a problem.
Listen to the language. Parasites, infection. This is why I say goose stepping and zig heiling, because this is exactly what the Nazis did. That's the way they talked about Jews. Rodents, parasites. It's an infection. Poisoning the blood of our country, as Trump said, which he took. That was a Nazi thing from back in the day. You care to, like, I don't know, make it any more, can you make it a little more subtle? Give yourself a little bit of plausible deniability? So when I come out here and say you sound like a fucking Nazi and you go, no, I don't, like, at least there's a chance some people might believe you? No? You don't want to do that? You just want to fucking let it all hang out? Okay.
There is clearly a problem, there is clearly an affliction, and there is also clearly a solution. But they don't want to talk about that because it might make them feel bad. That has to stop. Like, if I knew that I could get these people deported and sent back to Guatemala or Somalia or wherever the fuck they came from, if I knew I could do that, I would take a break from my stream.
It is just incredible to me that the immigrants that he's going after almost certainly are a much bigger benefit to society than his sloppy ass, and he's just totally unaware of that. You sit in an air-conditioned room and bitch for a living, son. That's what you do. You ramble into a microphone, incoherent, contradictory, dumbass thoughts on a daily basis. With you out of the scene, nothing would change. Nothing. And by the way, it's not just you. Me too. I'm just a guy who talks into a microphone in an air-conditioned studio, okay? I'm very lucky to be here. You're very lucky to be there. Let's not pretend like what we do is somehow better for society than some immigrant who busts his ass in the scorching heat doing construction and building houses, some immigrant who's a plumber, some immigrant who lays carpet, some immigrant who's an electrician. Like, these are real jobs that actually tangibly add something to society. I babble. You babble. And here he is acting like, they're evil, they're terrible, they're wrong. At least they shower. At least they don't use dead rats as alarm clocks like some people. At least there's not a cockroach crawling across their shirt as they're doing their job, unlike some people.
I'll be packing these guys up every day. Oh no, I'd show up at their house with the ICE agents. I'd show up like Ash Ketchum. I say, guess what? Guess what? Get your
What is with the fake laugh? Like, why are you forcing a laugh about this? It's so embarrassing.
up like Ash Ketchum. I say, guess what? Guess what?
Look at that fake laugh. This is so hard.
Yeah, this part is also very cringy. I hate that, like, the fake like I'm having a great time with this that he does. It's so nasty.
So put on. By the way, the most ironic thing of all this is Asmongold has always looked like the traditional depiction of Jesus Christ, right? Like the way white people think Jesus looks with, you know, he's very white, but he's got like the hippie hair, the hippie beard. He looks like Jesus, but he literally sounds like Adolf Hitler. like it's so bizarre.
Get your Nah, bring your family too. Let's go, boys. Come on. Get in the van.
You ain't doing shit. He said he talks a big game. If he was in front of immigrants, he wouldn't say anything. He would just keep it moving.
Get in the red and blue van. Gotta catch them all. That's right. I would do this, and honestly, I'd make videos about them. Like other, you know, like, and I'm gonna be real. Like, I would be so brutal to these people. People would say it's too much. I would be filming them crying, walking out, getting dragged out. I'd put like Pokemon themed music over it. I'd do the whole thing. I hate them. I hate them.
Hate all these people you don't know. Who's this for? Just out of curiosity, like, who the fuck is watching this going, love this, bro. This is right on, bro. Like, I genuinely don't understand who would watch this and get enjoyment out of it. But honestly, I'd like to thank Asmongold because at the very least, he did rip the mask off of the veneer of fake intellectualism that the likes of the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro gave to the right. Like, the whole project of the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro is to put this highfalutin veneer over what their actual worldview is and make it seem like, oh, it's actually intellectual and high IQ to be on the right. and let me talk really fast to try.
It's pretty crazy that Twitch, like, if I were to say anything like half as violent, it's ironic that, I mean, Twitch would cook my ass, right? And in spite of the fact that I don't say shit like that, Asmongold and all these other like drama lovers consistently make it seem like I'm saying shit that's like as violent or as vile as Asmongold. As a matter of fact, if I were to say something as vile about like even Israel, right? I would be on national news. I would be on every single news station in this country. It's insane to me how much breathing room we give to the right. It's crazy. Every institution is constantly babying these animals, dude. Nasty.
To make you think I'm saying something intelligent. Whereas Asmongold, who now, by the way, has all of like the former Ben Shapiro viewers, nobody's watching Ben Shapiro anymore. At least he's just like letting it all hang out. Just like, hey, no, this is actually what our worldview is. We are hateful little devils. That's what we are. We are spiteful, hateful, greedy, sadistic assholes. That's what we are. So I at least want to give him points for the honesty, because I genuinely, like, thank you for leaving no plausible deniability anymore. Like, I was naive when I was younger, and I thought, like, there's no Nazis anymore. Like, of course there's none anymore. No, it turns out that there's a lot of Nazis, and they're just Republicans. Like, they're just a lot of MAGA. They just are Nazis. And he's a great example of this. We're not done yet, though. Now we got some stuff on Iran, I guess.
And you've got to keep in mind, too, that they're bombing these people in their houses, too. So it's probably killing their family as well. So that means that it's not only are they killing the guy, but they're also killing the whole family of the guy, too. And
he directly broke TOS here. Same who said, you talk shit about a protected status veteran. We're silent about this. Asmongold singles out Somali Americans and calls them all burdens, society, and criminals. When you look at the way people from Somalia have integrated, you will see one common variable. These people are total drains on society. They steal things. They do not integrate. They are negative for the societies that they come to. Over 83% of Somali Americans are citizens, and in Minnesota alone, they contribute over $8 billion to the economy. Again, Twitch doesn't apply the same standards. This is, of course, it's bannable. Any other content creator, a content creator smaller than Asmongold, that doesn't have a direct through line, a direct line of communication with like JD Vance or whatever, would get ethered off this platform. Okay? Absolutely. By the way, this is not even the worst thing he said about Somalis in general. It just doesn't matter, right? Bringing awareness to this or exposing the hypocrisies don't matter, because the reality is a lot of what Twitch responds to is public pressure. And unfortunately, Twitter as an ecosystem is very far right. Okay? It's an unbelievably far right ecosystem. And things that I say or do in the process of like delivering humanitarian aid to a country that's like suffering under an unjustifiable blockade, for example, will run and dominate the website for days on end. But shit like this will not, because most people agree with it on Twitch. Hasan is more popular than Asmongold. That's why. I mean, I think it's fair to say that he has a lot of European fans in general. I mean, the majority of his fans are European. And it's fair to assume that like he doesn't have as much real world motion, I guess, for his ideology, for the things that he says. I mean, his numbers look great on YouTube. That's undeniable. But I don't think he has like any real world motion whatsoever. That's probably part of the reason why the stuff that he says doesn't get like that level of that level of attention. Yeah, Hasan got banned for saying Zionist animal or criticizing people cheering on the public execution of protesters by ICE. Yeah. Why do you keep saying majority of his fans are Europeans? Did he do a poll or something? Yes. And not only did he do a poll personally, but also on top of that, anytime there is a fan of his in my chat, we look at their chat logs, and they're almost always either from Canada or from Europe. They are European right-wingers LARPing as MAGA. It's very interesting. Sounds a very scientific poll. Is that the level of intensity, the level of authority you place on like my own demographic polls that I run? Yeah, I mean, it's self-selected. Here you go. This is one of them. We caught one. You know, You also have EU fans. American politics affects the world. Yeah, but the majority, the overwhelming majority of my fans are American. The majority of his fans are European. Yeah, the somewhat normies, 22 to 35-year-olds who come to my bar have mentioned you or have heard of you, but I never in my life ever heard someone name check Asmongold. Isn't Asmon viewers split by country the same as yours? No. I do think the drama is contained to X. I haven't seen anything against the Cuba trip on TikTok, IG, or YouTube. There's some, but it's not even that. It's also on mainstream media. You know, Daily Mail wrote something. Look, this guy, again, telltale sign of an Asmongold fan talking about me or my dog in the Asmongold chat. Unbelievable. How did you know you caught one? Immediately. Went, oh, is that a scientific study? Look, he's really obsessed with you. He wouldn't be if you didn't have much higher views. He's so insecure. Are you going to vote for Trump a third term now? Smile. He's just talking about me in that chat and then coming in here to watch me. And then he has the audacity to say, I'm the obsessed one. It's very strange the way that these guys behave. Like anytime there's an Asmongold viewer in my community, anytime there's an Asmongold viewer in my community, we check their chat logs in Asmongold's chat. Okay? And they're always talking about me in that community. It's so strange. People of the UK would thank you, one of his chats. Turks aren't Arabs, man. I think he might be Turkish. Can I not love you both? No, man, no hate. Just saying that everyone says something on the internet. Hard to believe things easily anymore. Why are you backing down? Does your chat logs make it seem like you have equal appreciation for both myself and the exact inverse? Yeah, she should come to Europe. Haha. There it is. Chat. Hit dogs holler. That's the scientific study. No wonder Hasan left. He's just a pussy while regular Turks are based. No one who isn't Turkish doesn't correct. No one who isn't Turkish will take the time out to correct someone and say Turks aren't Arabs, man. I think his fans' thing is if they keep claiming you're obsessed with Asmon or even sexually harass you over it, that they'll feel emasculated, insecure, or embarrassed and stop calling him out. They're from the Gamergate group of haters. Funniest vindication ever. Yeah, we wouldn't know about all this if he didn't choose to chirp when I was literally bringing him up. Now, I don't think he's European because he's Turkish, right? He's Turkish. Funniest Hasan Abi hater, please unban. Kaya Patriot 1776. Wait, that's awesome. That's a amazing PFP. Kaya is a patriot. Nah, he's probably a Turk living in Germany or some shit, but it doesn't really matter. My point has been proven, I think, right? That's why I always say hogs come in all shapes and sizes. Feel me? There's hogs in Turkey. There's hogs in Japan. There's hogs in China. They exist all around. But on that note, I'm done for the night.